Hey, I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random. Today, we're talking about a controversial watch brand. Today, we're talking about Parnis. Now, before we hop into the video, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below, and a comment of what content you want to see next. Now, let's hop into the watch brand Parnis, and we're looking at today the Datejust. Looking at these two watches side by side, they look almost the same. On the wrist, it may be indistinguishable to someone just passing by. It is very easy to see why people do not like Parnis as a brand. They are shallow, they offer only homages towards other brands, and they offer them at a fraction of the cost of the brand itself. And even the materials used are not cheap materials. 316L stainless steel, high polished, sapphire crystal, which isn't even offered on $750 micro-brand watches in most cases. The smooth sweeping hand of the automatic movement, the glistening of that fluted bezel. It is very easy to see why people get sucked in to these cheap homage watches. Even the sunburst dial offered on the $100 watch is extremely similar and somewhat satisfying to the more expensive Rolex offered. Now, I'm not comparing the fact that the Parnis is better than a Rolex. I'm just saying I understand why people move towards Parnis before they move towards Rolex. One offers a similar feel, the same weight, the look, the toughness of the sapphire crystal, the polish of the case for $100. So let's take a look at the watch itself in hand. So here it is on its supplied Jubilee bracelet, the Parnis 36mm Datejust. Now, the one thing I love about this watch is that the specs are almost identical to the Rolex Datejust minus the movement inside. Let's get into it. So this right here is 36 millimeters in diameter. The case thickness is 14 millimeters, so it does sit a little high. It has a sapphire crystal on the outside. Again, sapphire crystal. Has a 21 jewel Miyota movement, and it has a lug width right here of 20 millimeters. Now, it does have this nice cushion case. It is high polish. That's why I have gloves on, because you know it's going to leave fingerprints everywhere. And it's very smooth. I think the finishing's pretty good. Let's look at the other side. The finishing's pretty good. And it does have a see-through case back. So you can see that Miyota movement. It's not really too spectacular. Again, the Jubilee bracelet has a combination of both brushed and polished links, and it does have a butterfly clasp. Now, I'm not a big fan. of the butterfly clasps. I like just, buckles, or if it's on a bracelet, I like more like the glide lock clasp, or Parnis has their own clasp that isn't too bad. The reason I don't like the butterfly clasp is because it doesn't offer any micro adjustment. But as you see here, the links are very small, and they are right there, and they are screw in, they're not push pin. So that's actually very nice. And they're so small that you can basically micro adjust it with this bracelet. So it actually fits very well. It does have solid end links, it does have solid end links on the bracelet. And overall, it is a very hefty watch. Let's unscrew the crown. It does have a screw down crown, and it does offer hacking and hand winding. The movement is actually pretty smooth. And let's go over to see how the date flips on it. And the date magnification I think is pretty great. It's almost spot on. It doesn't have a quick change date, but it's really not too bad. It does have a quick set date. And again, screw it down. And it screws right in. I think this is a great option for someone who likes that Datejust look, but is a little nervous about spending $3,600 on a used one, $2,500 on a vintage, or $8,000 on a brand new one. So this right here gives you the ability, with these type of watches, gives you the ability to purchase something that was $100, has great specs. It has a Miyota automatic movement, has a nice sweeping hand. It's not a high beat movement, but the hand sweeps relatively nicely, has a very nice finish, has a great Jubilee bracelet that fits very well, solid end links, again, sapphire glass, and the finishing, again, is spot on. I'm very surprised and very happy with this. And when I showed them side by side, which I'll do again, I took the bracelet off because as much as the bracelet is very comfortable, As much as I like that, I'm a big fan of adding distressed leather bands to watches like this because this is a dress watch. However, it can be worn as a casual watch if you change the band, if you do several other things. That's the one thing that a lot of people like about the Datejust is the fact that they're very versatile. It says Parnis across the front. Nobody's going to confuse it for a Rolex. If you look at it, it does look like a Datejust. It has the feel of a Datejust, and it checks off a lot of the boxes if you want to try one, wear it for a little while, and see if you really want to throw down thousands of dollars. Because the one thing that I've learned is that you could lust after a watch. You could want a watch for a very long time. Then you throw down the money, you have it on your wrist, and you just don't like it. So this allows you to spend a little bit of money, see if you like the feel, see if you like the look, and then if you want to pull the trigger, you buy the Rolex. Here is the watch on my 7¼ inch wrist. You see that it fits very well. It's extremely comfortable. It says 14 millimeters high. It doesn't feel like it sets too high. And that 36 millimeter, I think, is a perfect range. 36 to 40 millimeter. 36 is a bit on the small side. But honestly, the way it wears, you cannot tell it's that small. And here it is on a leather strap. It does have a different feel. It does have a more dressed down appearance also. Like I said, the Datejust is a very versatile watch, and I understand why people love the Rolex Datejust and find it very, very classic. In fact, I would love to have one myself, but right now, the Parnis is what I got. Now, if you like videos like this, again, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below of what you want to see next. There's so much coming up in the future, it'd be a shame not to hit that bell notification. Until next time.